What's going on, everyone? Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and subscribe to our YouTube. All you have to do is search 3-Man Wrestling Podcast, and you'll have instant access to all things 3MWP. We thank you for your support.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 3-Man Wrestling Podcast. Got a fun week for you, but first, my name is Steve, and I am your host, and I have my co-hosts here with me, Alex and Chris. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
How's everyone?
So this episode's going to be a little different. Normally, we just run through our Raw and Smackdown stuff for the week, but we're not going to do that.
Nope.
It was a Superstar Shake-up this week, so what we're going to do is take, who went from Raw, who went from SmackDown, break it down a little bit for you guys, figure out who are the winners and the losers, not just brands, like not if Raw or SmackDown won, but wrestlers in general. So, first, before that, unfortunately, Bruno Sammartino passed away today, so... we have to touch on that. So
Yeah, we do.
Rest in peace. He is obviously a legend in the business of wrestling, which we cover. So I know me and Alex obviously understand who he is, but Chris, I don't know. Did you read anything today about him?
He was 82 years old.
Yep.
And he wasn't he a good guy and then came back as a heel, like one of the first heels or something like that?
Well, he was Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan was Hulk Hogan, and The Rock and John Cena and stuff.
Yeah.
He was a champion for 2,800 straight days at one point.
Roughly about 11 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That was back when, no one really knew that wrestling was quote-unquote fake.
Yeah.
So when he did lose at MSG, legendary moment to Ivan Koloff, who was a Russian dude, obviously based on the name. It was a big deal. People were very upset, from what I recall. So, yeah, obviously, the WWE probably wouldn't be where it is today if he didn't, carry the WWF, Vince McMahon Sr.'s company, back in the day. So, rest in peace, Bruno. Yeah, not much else to say there.
The forefather.
Yeah.
Probably
wrestling.
Probably on the Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
In terms of wrestling icons.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I texted you guys when it happened because it came out relatively early this morning. I was at work, and I messaged everyone and said, like, pretty much if it wasn't for him, wrestling wouldn't be where it is today. He got the sport super, super popular. So it's very unfortunate. He was technically young, 82. In today's world, but again, wrestling does take a toll on the body. As a lot of wrestlers passed away a little bit too soon. So it's another legend that unfortunately has passed away. But, rest in peace, Bruno. He'll definitely be missed.
And thankfully, him and Vince made amends before his passing, so he was able to go into the Hall of Fame a few years ago. So we've seen it in the past that unfortunately hasn't happened, and guys go in after their death, but like Macho Man or whatever. So good for that. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on to happier things.
Yes.
The Superstar Shake-up. This was Chris's first foray into a Superstar Shake-up or a draft type situation. Overall, what did you think of the concept? Did you think it was a good thing, a bad thing? Lukewarm.
I don't know. I feel like they're like, SmackDown's not doing well, so let's just give them everyone.
I mean, you could say that.
Yeah.
Because how many times did we vote Raw being the better show?
I think...
Almost
the record right now
I think
SmackDown's like 5-2.
I think SmackDown's won twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
now
it's
I
a
feel
lot
like
to
now it's gonna be the different.
Well, it looks like they're putting SmackDown back as like the wrestling.
Yeah.
Like where you want to go to watch wrestling, you're gonna watch SmackDown, whereas Raw is more entertainment based. But that's what it was at the beginning of like this brand split, and even back in the day when the brand split happened, that SmackDown was like the wrestling brand, like. So
Loki missed the draft a little bit though.
I mean, it was fun.
It was. This was fun. I'm not saying this wasn't fun. I enjoyed the shake-up a lot. I just miss like the old school back like the 2000s.
But it's
draft.
weird doing a draft.
Yes.
Unless it's like, oh, we're doing a draft from NXT. Like now you have and obviously people get called up. I think this is just an easier way to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Especially when last time there was a time where John Cena got drafted to SmackDown and then back to Raw on the same night. So that was a funny moment.
Yeah.
Especially that was before Cena was all about like hamming it up. So it'd be interesting if that happened now. But he's a free agent, so he could go wherever he wants, whenever he wants. Speaking of news, we forgot him and Nikki Bella did call off their engagement, and they did break up.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately.
So like, I'm not marrying someone who can't beat The Undertaker.
Or you can't see him. She couldn't see the person she was marrying.
True.
I mean, all these videos are coming out from Total Bellas that are pretty crazy about like how she had to like sign a 42-page prenup.
Yeah, there was there was an agreement.
Yeah,
he had some weird rules. John Cena is a robot.
Yeah, he's not human. He's definitely not.
So yeah, that sucked for them. We'll see. Time will tell if this is just a Total Divas storyline.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't actually.
I mean, if he's ever in doubt, he could just go to Grindr.
That's true. You love your.
You like referencing. Oh, I also saw.
Trainwreck.
Speaking of John, I saw Blockers last weekend. It was a good time.
Was it actually a good time?
It was actually.
I couldn't tell if that was going to be a good movie.
No, every time John Cena was on the screen, I laughed just because John Cena was on the movie
John Cena's fantastic.
I was going to say.
I'm just saying the movie as a whole. I don't know. Like, the movie as a whole was okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed
John Cena was probably the
best
best
he made
part.
that movie better.
I don't know.
That's the only reason why I want to see it.
You see his butt at one point. That's interesting. Chris would probably like that.
Yeah, I was gonna go see it.
Yeah, you should see it. It was a good time. I liked it. I had free tickets, so I figured, I'll go see Blockers.
That makes it better.
Exactly. Although I did buy popcorn, which was like obviously expensive, and then
that's a movie ticket right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I dropped it. So.
Oh.
Well, you get a free refill.
You do?
Yeah.
Did you get a large?
I don't know. I got like a small.
Oh, that's why he didn't go with the large, man.
You get a free refill. I mean, are you a Stubbs member?
Yeah.
You get a free refill.
Oh my God.
No matter what size.
I didn't know that.
Why do you think Jesse keeps going back?
Because he likes to sign up for everything if it's a deal.
That's true.
So, I know for next time. Technically, I didn't spill it. It was our female correspondent. Yeah. But I definitely had a hand in it, so it wasn't completely mine or her fault. Anyway, now that we've rambled a bit, let's get into Superstar Shake-up. How should we do this? How do you guys want to start from like the bottom up, or like main event situations first, or start with the lower guys and then?
I think we should start with I don't know. Chris, how would you want to go about doing this?
What you want to go from the lower guys first?
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, we'll
so,
do that.
In terms of lower guys, I'd say the most like insignificant ones here are Sin Cara and R-Truth going to SmackDown. And
I thought Sin Cara was already on SmackDown.
Apparently he wasn't.
Oops.
I don't remember the last time I've seen Sin Cara on my TV, so
that's why I thought he was on SmackDown, but I haven't seen him in forever. So.
And then Mike Kanellis went to Raw.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Why did they ditch everything with him?
Well, he had some drug problems.
Oh, okay.
He's
that would do it
better now. And Maria had a kid, so that also helps. And he was she's basically the reason he got a contract.
Exactly.
So. Yeah. So I mean, you could throw Mojo and Ryder going to Raw also in that scenario.
Aren't they the same people? So does it really matter?
They're one.
Mean, they are one.
Are they? Kind of the same person, I guess. Zack Ryder's more Long Island though. Mojo's kind of just a hype guy, and he's friends with Gronk. So
yeah, and he's gonna recruit. He's the reason why Gronk's gonna make it in the WWE.
In terms of those guys, you could say Raw kind of won because they could have Gronk appear on their show.
That's true.
At some point.
Yeah.
And we don't know if Gronk is going to play football this year. He's doing an Undertaker on us. Yeah. So
I thought
him and Brady, but I think Gronk said there's like a good chance he's going to play
you never
one
know.
more year.
Now Raw has dibs on him for a contract.
Yeah.
You would think.
At least that's out on the table.
For a tag team with Mojo. You know,
which would be interesting.
Raw likes those attractions with Ronda and Brock. Neither of which went to SmackDown, by the way.
Yeah,
shocking. So yeah, I'd say R-Truth is funny, I guess.
Yeah, he was good on.
I mean, here's the thing: these guys probably aren't even going to be on TV a lot. So,
No.
I mean, maybe Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley will be at some point. Probably not.
It depends. They'll be like they're just gonna be the feeder tag team.
The jobbers for the
jobbers.
NXT guys.
Yeah, that's what they're pretty much gonna be. They're gonna be the Heath Slater and Rhino.
I missed someone on this list.
Did you put Heath Slater and Rhino?
They're still on Raw.
Yeah, that's true. I always confuse them because last time
Anyway, so yeah, so far Raw's off to a good start. You know, they get the option for Gronk.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of personal situations here, I'd say a winner maybe Mike Kanellis.
Maybe.
Because maybe they'll revisit his thing on Raw, on the big show, when Maria is back too. I'd assume she's coming with him.
I would hope.
They didn't really say anything.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, I mean, maybe Sin Cara will do something.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Nah, he's like probably on the chopping block.
And, I mean, R-Truth is R-Truth. He's just going to be there, I guess.
Yeah, he's there until his contract is over.
He's going to do some funny stuff.
Yeah.
In his classification, I just put comedy next to him.
Yeah, pretty much.
In terms of position on the card. Chris, what do you think? Do you care about any of these people?
Not at all.
Not even R-Truth?
We need more comedy, though, so there you go.
So, all right, did you watch R-Truth's comedy segment?
No, I did not.
So he was backstage, and the New Day was like, "Oh, there he is," or whatever. R-Truth, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm really excited to be on Raw," and he's like, and they're like, "It's Tuesday, it's SmackDown. You're not on Raw." So R-Truth is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'll see you tomorrow," and they're like, "No, that's Wednesday," and he just watched. So that was pretty funny. R-Truth is a good time. Maybe we'll see a little Jimmy. Little Jimmy will come up.
Little Jimmy returns.
Probably not.
Hey, that got him over. You never know.
That's true. He did have a title shot once against Cena, and he obviously lost. So, yeah, that's obviously not really at all important in terms of the big picture here. Next, let's go into some tag teams. We'll do tag teams next, I guess. To SmackDown, we had the club going.
That's big for them.
That's important for them. You know, it freshens things up, at least on the Raw side. And SmackDown gets a new tag team. They need the bolster the tag team division. True.
Anyway.
Given the fact that, you know, we've had Usos and New Day over and over again and the Bludgeon Brothers, which isn't a bad thing. We've said that a few times.
We're not sick of them.
But they also could, you know, team up with AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Could be interesting. They've done that in the past. We know they're buddies.
Yeah.
The Bar also goes to SmackDown.
Yeah, which is
interesting enough, as they are still the Raw Tag Team Champions.
Technically.
Not technically. Yet.
No, they are.
Well, technically, yes.
No, no technical. They are the Raw Tag Team Champions. So are you saying they're going to lose at Greatest Royal Rumble on next Friday?
Of course.
Of course. What if they win?
Then
they're not having the Raw tag team titles on SmackDown.
Why? Why not?
Alex, remember we were so definitive about Asuka?
Yeah. True.
We've been very confident about things before.
No, because they want all that merch money from the weird Matt Hardy brace prints that they're going to start rolling out.
True.
They're going to have the weird,
and stuff. They're probably losing next Friday.
Yes.
So, which is probably a foregone conclusion at this point.
I'm just so sick of the Bar, and I don't want them to get pushed to the top.
Hey, man,
of the SmackDown tag division.
You get some fresh matchups here. You never know.
We do.
So, it's good for SmackDown. They get a couple good tag teams there. There's another tag team, but we won't get into them yet. We'll talk about them in a little bit. In terms of Raw, they got Breezango.
Which surprisingly were over on Monday.
Yeah, they got the win over the Bar, which also signified the fact that Bar was leaving, and the Ascension. So, you know, the Fashion Files are a good time.
Yes.
We haven't seen it in a while. That's probably largely in part to the fact that SmackDown is only 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So now Raw, they have the extra hour. Maybe they'll get some Fashion Files action in there. So
I mean, they were over like on Monday doing their fashion stuff.
And the tag team division there is a little light. I mean, obviously the Authors of Pain exist now, so
they're going to obliterate everyone.
They'll probably be champions very shortly. Yes. But, you know, Breezango, you never know. Fandango and Tyler Breeze are a good time. So, and the Ascension, I mean, also, I guess for the Fashion Files,
Yeah, but are they going to reboot them? Like, are they finally going to do stuff with them? Or are they going to be on the cutting block?
What if you put them as, like, part of the broken situation? What if you, like, break them and they're, like, henchmen?
I wouldn't mind that. I honestly wouldn't mind that. But that's like...
Or, I mean, no, obviously not like the Miztourage, because the Miz is going to SmackDown.
But no, I mean, like their Miztourage.
Well, no, because it would be completely different.
Well, I mean, they can finally do Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt.
Or what if they put them in, like, a Hot Topic team with Corbin and the Riot Squad?
No. No.
No?
No.
Why not?
We're not doing that.
Chris, you don't think that'd work? A Hot Topic faction, a Corbin Riot Squad, and Ascension. You're the one that always says they work at Hot Topic.
Yeah, would that really work for them? We just know they work there.
Hey man, they could advertise. It's a win for Hot Topic. They could get free ads. Yeah.
Chris's beloved hockey team is losing.
I'm upset too, so I can't really give Chris any crap right now. So, and it's good because he can't give me crap either. So,
I hate Forsberg.
Anyway, so yeah, I guess in terms of we obviously established Breezango probably wins a little bit here.
A little bit, yeah.
The club, I don't even want to say they're winning because they were with Finn also, and they didn't really do anything with that. So.
They could do stuff with AJ, though.
They could do stuff with AJ.
They did a lot more stuff with AJ.
I mean, AJ keeps getting shots to the balls from Shinsuke, so he needs some help.
Someone to help stop that, if he wants to continue being a dad or having more kids.
Yeah, and I guess the Bar could put on some good matches, so good for them.
Yeah.
Now they could be SmackDown champions, too.
I think the Ascension still lose, though.
I mean...
They always lose.
Like I said, they're kind of in the Zack Ryder and Mojo category here, where it doesn't really...
They're on the cutting block. And
so nothing big with tag teams.
Nothing
either way.
Crazy.
I mean, SmackDown wins
the
tag team trades.
Yes, they do.
Let's go to the women's division here. A little interesting stuff happened here. Obviously, biggest thing here is Asuka goes to SmackDown officially. Obviously, she was doing both shows leading up to WrestleMania, but she is officially a member of SmackDown Live.
That's a win.
That's definitely a win for her and because she beat everyone on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
For SmackDown, obviously, because that bolsters their women's division.
Yeah, and it's soon to be some crazy championship matches over on SmackDown.
Absolution goes to SmackDown also.
Like that a lot.
So they're still with Paige. I think that's obviously. I don't think they'll really revisit the fact that Paige was like their manager, but I think that's more because like Paige has helped transition them. So they could still be with her on the road and stuff. I think that's more to do with that.
Yeah, I think it's to be there to mentor them still. And I also feel like there could be times where like SmackDown's the place of opportunity, and like when Absolution wants something, they can go up to Paige and be like, "You used to be our manager. You like us.
True story.
Give us some matches over here."
So that's a win for them, I guess. So far, 2 winners there. On Raw, we saw the Riot Squad go over, which was, I guess, necessary given the fact. I mean, you can't have Absolution and Riot Squad on the same show.
There's too many factions.
They're more or less the same concept.
Yes, they are.
And Natalya goes to Raw.
I like that a lot.
I do too.
I like that they at least mentioned that her and Ronda trained together and they're friends.
So what we saw on Raw is Natalya had a match with who was it, Sonya or Mandy? Sonya.
She had a match with Mandy.
Okay.
And then Sonya came in to
Yeah. And then Ronda evened the odds, and they said in the back before that Natalya and Ronda are kind of friends. They train together and stuff, so
they're tight.
Maybe we'll see a tag team match at Backlash, because keep in mind people are fighting. Keep in mind that Chris, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Yeah.
So keep in mind that Backlash is all pay-per-views. Oh God, all pay-per-views are co-branded now, so we can a lot of issues here are taken care of there. So we could still have that tag team match with Ronda and Natalya versus Absolution if they want. So we'll see. So win for Natalya. Some fresh matchups for her. She gets involved with Ronda, which is a win.
Is she a face again now?
I think she's a face leading up to the fact that she'll probably turn on Ronda at some point.
That's a good point.
And that'll probably be Ronda's first singles match.
It's just weird with her because I've always respected Natalya. I think she's very good. And she's one of the reasons why you can say she's one of the reasons why the women's division is as good as it is. But yeah, I can't stand that they have her heel and then face and heel. Mm-hmm. They just constantly flip flop her, and it just kind of gets really confusing on what they're trying to storyline her. I think with this now, she's gonna be a face, and like you said, eventually turn heel again.
So overall, have to obviously SmackDown wins here. They get Asuka, which is a main event level talent. Mm-hmm. But Raw also comes out all right. You know, they already have a pretty stacked division with, you know, Ronda, Sasha, Bayley. I mean, the Riot Squad exists. Ember Moon is a thing now, so.
Again, she looked fantastic on Monday.
She did. And Mickie James, best sell ever of the Eclipse.
Yes.
Launched herself across the ring. Chris.
She did a rock stunner.
What do you think? What do you think about the women switching here? What do you think? Who comes out as winners here?
I don't really know. I didn't really feel anything strongly about it. Ember Moon's kind of cool, I guess.
Well, we're not talking about her right now, technically. We're talking about the people that got shaken up. So Natalya and Riot Squad went to Raw, and Asuka.
Because Natalya's supposedly going to team up with Ronda. So
yeah,
I guess that's
we
cool.
said that. So
I mean, you're a huge mark for Asuka. So I think you should already just automatically give SmackDown a win there.
I mean, I'm
not
not talking...
we already said that SmackDown was going to get a win, but
I'm not talking about in terms of like personal interests, like of wrestlers. Like, if you were in their shoes, who do you think came out in a better situation or worse off?
Oh, SmackDown with Asuka. Like, Asuka definitely won. Like, why wouldn't she want to go there?
I know. We established Asuka won, but what about like Absolution and Natalya and Riot Squad?
Well, Natalya won.
Because she's with Ronda?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the other ones?
I don't know. I mean, whoever's going to SmackDown, really, dude.
Absolution?
Yeah.
Why do you say that? Raw's the A show.
Yeah, but everyone's getting stacked on SmackDown. Unless that's like, if you think it's like too many stars for the night, they're not going to shine as well compared to the others. But I don't know. I feel like going to SmackDown right now is the winning team. It's like when you get traded from like Edmonton to Pittsburgh. You're like, yay.
I guess. Anyway, let's move to like some mid-carders here.
Mm-hmm. The mid-card was probably the most shaken up, I would say.
Yeah. So Raw gets Chad Gable, Bobby Roode, and Baron Corbin. And SmackDown got Big Cass. Yeah, they kind of just got Big Cass for the mid card.
Well, do you consider Jeff the mid card?
Well, he's more. I put. We'll get into like the borderline people in a minute. So mid card, I'd say Raw actually probably won this one.
Yeah.
They got Corbin, Bobby Roode, and Chad Gable. And
is American Alpha gonna come back?
See, I don't think so.
No.
I think it'll be referenced, but I think Chad Gable's future is on 205 Live.
Yeah.
Which I'd really like.
I would like that
because Chad Gable is a great wrestler. So
I would like to maybe have a little bit of just like for a few matches of just having American Alpha back together. Just because like hey, like we can benefit each other. You're coming back from injury. I'm trying to get my status up, and then I'll go to
see. I don't want Chad Gable to get thrown into a tag team again.
Yeah,
because he seems to just be thrown into tag teams. I think Chad Gable is fine on his own.
We hope.
I think he'd do well on 205 Live. I think there's a lot of good matchups there for him. So, mid card, Corbin and Roode. Yeah. Baron Corbin needed a change. I think he'll fit in well on Raw.
Yeah.
And he's someone you could always push up to the main event as like a big man for like a multi-man match or something. So, I could see him and like Seth having a good match or Finn having a good match for the IC title or something like that. Yeah. And I mean, Bobby Roode, see, now, I mean, Miz leaves a gaping hole, and for mid-card heel, maybe
Bobby
Roode will finally turn. We'll see.
By the way, he just loses a little bit of the night, unfortunately. He got the weakest pop out of everyone that came out. But I had inside information. My friend Scott was in Hartford. He was at Raw.
Interesting.
The reason why his pop was so weak compared to everyone else that came out was because they set up the smoke in his stage and showed everything before he came out.
They tipped their hand.
Yeah,
he was the mystery man.
Yeah, so like
in the main event,
people knew that it was going to be Bobby Roode, which is why they said like there was like an off-air pop, but like when he came out, that's why.
So there you go, insider information.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
So I mean, Bobby Roode is Bobby Roode.
Yes. Hopefully they bring back heel Bobby Roode.
Hopefully.
That's
oh my God. Did his eye fall out?
You gotta stick to the face.
That's more than a stick to the face, man. Jeez. Took a slap shot to the eye.
Looks like it hurts. SmackDown got Big Cass. Big Cass is back.
I didn't like what they did to have him come back. I
didn't either. But at the same time, it's pretty clear that they have high hopes for Big Cass.
They always did. And unfortunately, the knee injury happened right before
bad timing for him on the injury. So, I mean, he's going to replace Corbin as the token giant dude on SmackDown, I would think.
I think he's a little bit better than Corbin, though. I hope that he, during his time off, did some mic skill training.
I don't know. I have a soft spot for Corbin. I really like Baron Corbin.
I do like Baron Corbin. I just think that there's things I see there's a lot more potentially with Big Cass than I kind of see with Baron Corbin.
We haven't talked about it yet, but Ziggler. I forgot to mention Ziggler in the mid card. But Ziggler came back with Drew McIntyre, which was a big surprise.
That was unreal.
I almost feel like they would have been better off putting Big Cass with Ziggler.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
But I don't know. There's something about having Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler together that is very interesting.
I'm intrigued by it. But let's talk about Big Cass for a second. Yeah. Chris, you don't know who Big Cass is.
No, he was someone's tag team partner.
He was with Enzo, but we don't talk about him.
We don't talk about that guy.
And I heard they were great together, but Cass is great.
Yeah. Oh, well, here's the thing. Carmella, Big Cass, and Enzo were like a trio in NXT. And everyone expected, I guess, Big Cass to be the biggest person out of that group.
Yes.
And then he got hurt. Carmella went to SmackDown. And Enzo, obviously,
he has his.
While he was cruiserweight champion, he obviously got into his trouble and now is no longer employed by the company. So he was the biggest loser. Big Cass became a loser because he got hurt at a terrible time for him.
Because, like we said just before, it was literally they were about to set something off with Big Cass.
Yeah, he was about to get the rocket up his ass.
Yeah.
And obviously Carmella and him broke up, so that's a loss for him too.
Yeah. But now they're back on the same brand.
Yeah, interesting enough, Big Cass debuted right after Carmella's celebration segment. Interesting. But as we saw on SmackDown, they clearly think big things of Big Cass though, because I think he's being inserted with something with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Because he came in and called him really short and wasn't sure what the hype was.
Yeah, he didn't understand why everyone was talking about him.
And then in the main event, he big booted him and interfered while Shinsuke low blowed AJ. So I guess while Shinsuke and AJ finished their stuff, I guess they don't want to put Daniel Bryan in the main event scene just yet. So what I'm worried about here is that they're going to use Daniel Bryan to put Big Cass over, which Daniel Bryan shouldn't be losing any matches for a long time.
No.
That's what I heard.
I don't see why he would lose because he's obviously going to be a main event. I mean, here's the thing. At the same time, Miz is on SmackDown now, which was a personal request for Daniel Bryan to bring Miz to SmackDown. So that's going to be a thing too. So maybe for a while they won't really have in-ring confrontation. It'll just be like...
Well, I mean, they could have in-ring competition together because what happened at the main event. But it'd be like a tag team match. It'd be AJ and Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke and Big Cass. And then you just have a match like that, and whoever wins kind of,
See, I don't know, because I feel like The Miz and Daniel Bryan might main event SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of story behind that.
Because they weren't able to really finish, obviously, in the ring with their storyline.
I feel like that's probably your main event for SummerSlam.
It was probably the most talked about non-wrestling storyline for the past 3 years.
I'd say so. Chris, have you grasped the fact that Daniel Bryan and Miz do not like each other?
No, like kind of. Not that much.
You saw it at Mania. with the it kicks.
Yeah,
which are
The Miz
but-
stole that
kicks.
from Daniel Bryan, and The Miz is more or less taunted the fact that Daniel Bryan
Yeah,
can't.
but to me, it's just like Miz being like a troll.
Yeah, but Daniel Bryan famously said once on Talking Smack, which was a talk show they had after SmackDown for a while.
Talking Dead?
No. He said that The Miz isn't a good wrestler, more or less, and The Miz went off on him and was like, "You can't even wrestle right now. I'm living your dream. How dare you say that about me? I bust my ass every week after week, and I've made this Intercontinental title." Something. It was like one of the biggest promos of the recent years. So this has been building for a couple of years now, and as we saw, Daniel Bryan personally requested that they bring The Miz to SmackDown now that he could
Of course.
compete in ring. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Do you see Cass as a winner or loser here, moving over to SmackDown?
A winner.
Winner?
Right off the bat. I mean, just because of the first person that he's interacting with since tearing his ACL is arguably the biggest star in wrestling. And you don't get that tip-off unless they have a lot of solid plans for you.
It's a true story. True story. So, yeah, I'd say he's a winner. I mean,
yeah, you said it. He's going to SmackDown. There you go.
you're big on the SmackDown hype train, Chris.
Yeah.
You think SmackDown
He's
is
gonna
the
be
A
our-
show?
He's going to be like our SmackDown
You read
correspondent.
the names. You saw what happened.
Hey, man, we didn't read all the names yet.
There's still more to come.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Corbin wins here. I think Bobby Roode wins. I think Chad Gable, if he moves to 205 Live, is a winner, too. But if he does get thrown in another tag team, I think he might be a loser. So, we'll see.
We'll see what they have planned for Chad Gable.
And Ziggler we'll get into now with the NXT segment of this portion. Obviously, we mentioned Drew McIntyre. A surprise call-up. A lot of people thought maybe when he was back from his injury, he'd revisit NXT for a bit. But Ziggler brings him in as, I guess, his I don't even know if I want to call it henchman.
I wouldn't.
I'd say
they're on an
muscle.
equal playing field,
I'd say
but it's
muscle
yeah.
instead of henchman because Drew McIntyre is bigger than a henchman.
He is He is like twice the size that he was when he first.
Drew
debuted.
McIntyre is the biggest human being I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he is.
6'7", like 265 pure muscle.
But when he first came in, he wasn't like pure, he wasn't.
No,
that,
he wasn't.
He wasn't that.
When
jacked.
he got released, he went into full. I'm going to prove all of them wrong. Mode.
Yeah, he went full Cody
and then
Rhodes.
became biggest free agent and got a big name for himself and came back. And unfortunately, got injured at a bad time for him, just like Big Cass.
How much you get paid as a free agent? Like,
You mean on the
Was it an
independents?
indie scene? Depending on someone like Drew McIntyre, who built himself. As
He
his name in
definitely lived
WWE,
well.
He
made
was
money.
good.
If you're a big name, I know Cody Rhodes has said, I don't know if this is true. He said he's the third highest paid person in the business. So if you're a big enough name, I mean, you're going to make a lot of, I mean, now more than ever, you're seeing people saying, I don't need WWE money.
Yeah.
I could just, like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I was going to say the Young Bucks are a good example of that because people are like, you should come to WWE. And he's like, well, why do I need to take a full-time schedule when I can make equal amount of
and
money just
your merch,
chilling?
you sell your own merch. I mean, obviously Pro Wrestling Tees, if you're on there, they take some cut, but you're not going through WWE for that. You could sell your own merch. You could do so if you're a big name, you're going to make plenty of money on independence. So, but I think a lot of people see WWE as like you need to go there at some point to cement your legacy.
Yeah.
So Drew McIntyre, I wasn't sure how I felt about him and Ziggler together.
I'm intrigued by it.
Until they hit their combo finish, which was
Oh my God, that's
awesome.
fantastic.
The Claymore kick and zigzag combo.
That is, I
So
love it.
that should be an interesting tag team for a bit. I think they're kind of just. I mean, the Raw main event scene is a little clogged at the moment. Obviously, given the Brock Lesnar and Roman thing, and obviously Braun exists and Seth and Finn. So I think they're going to hold off on Drew for a bit as a singles guy. So
A little bit.
because Drew McIntyre, I mean, if I told someone like, hey, if you draw someone you think should be a champion, or like
you draw the Rock.
a superstar, like
Samoan? That's what you draw?
someone that isn't Samoan that should be a wrestling like champion, you're like,
Oh, you draw
Spitting-
Brock. If Brock had hair, he'd be Brawley from
did you
Dragon
see
Ball
Drew
Z.
McIntyre? He is carved out
yeah.
of granite. That guy. I would picture Drew McIntyre.
I was
so.
terrified when he came back on NXT because I was like, holy hell, what?
Yeah, so
I mean, little skinny Drew McIntyre to be like, I'm the chosen one again.
Obviously, Bobby Lashley is back too, so
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of fits the same mold as Drew Mac. So I see why they're not rushing McIntyre up into the main event right now.
They're really not rushing Lashley that much either.
No, but I'm sure once Brock's gone, he'll fill that role as like the MMA
the
beast
huge
guy. So.
Giant, yeah.
So I think Ziggler and McIntyre are winners here. Maybe a little underwhelming for Drew McIntyre, but we'll see. We'll see with him. Excuse me. In terms of SmackDown with NXT stuff, I think they come out big winners here. A lot of people were disappointed they didn't get a lot of call-ups last week, but we see now why they didn't. They get Sanity.
I was hyped for that.
First of all, to only add to former TNA Dream matches, you get Eric Young in there as the leader of Sanity. You get Killian Dane, who I think WWE has high hopes for. Mm-hmm. And, Alexander Wolf is also a good wrestler. So you get a great tag team there. You got possible mid-card champions there. So big win for SmackDown. Chris, you don't know who Sanity is.
No.
Have you heard anything about them?
No.
Okay. So we'll get your opinion
They're
on
like
that
the
next week
cooler
when they
Wyatt
debut.
family.
I guess.
Well, that's not hard to do.
Wow. I don't want to call them the Wyatt family because they're more about... See, one thing I will say is in the pictures, there was no Nikki Cross.
Yeah, which was weird.
Which is, if she isn't coming up, is slightly disappointing because I think SmackDown could use her in the division. And she's kind of like the heart and soul of Sanity.
Yeah, I think eventually they'll have... I think right now they got so many people in their women's division right now, especially with the shake-up, that I think they're going to try to file out a bunch of storylines, and then you can see Nikki Cross kind of, okay, this
it
is
also could just be an oversight by the graphics department, and she'll be there next week when they debut.
True.
So we'll see. And what I was most excited for, out of anything on the shake-up, out of anything at all, is El Idolo.
Yeah.
Andrade Cien Almas is coming to SmackDown with Zelina Vega, which is awesome.
That is fantastic.
So managers aren't dead, despite what people say Vince McMahon is against managers. So I have high hopes for Almas on the main roster.
I do too.
I think he's one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. Especially, he won Match of the Month for January with Gargano. I don't think he'll be shot right up to the main event because given the fact that, AJ and Shinsuke are doing their thing and Daniel Bryan exists, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is a U.S. champion.
And there's another person we haven't talked about that's on the main event card that got called up or shaken up.
Talking about the new U.S. champion?
No.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Okay.
John Cena.
That's a match I'd like to see.
Yes.
Almas and Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Actually, now that I think about it.
John Cena versus Samoa Joe's.
That's a match I'd want to see too.
That would work. I'd see that.
There's so many dream matches happening right now.
But yeah, I have high hopes for Almas on the main roster. I think he fits. I think he's exactly what Vince McMahon wants in the Latino star he's been looking for forever. And hopefully this means Del Rio isn't coming back.
Please. No.
I know some people were a little worried he might be coming back in the shakeup. So
because he's going to come back for 3 months and then get pissed off again and then leave. There's no point of having him there. I called it the same when he came back the second time around. I said, watch, he's going to leave in like 6 months.
I'm very excited. What do you think about Almas, Chris? Have you heard anything about him other than what I've said about him?
No. I just heard what you talk about him.
So based on that, he sounds okay.
Yeah, he has a fun name.
Why?
It's Almas.
Not the CN part?
No, just the Almas part.
What about El Idolo?
No, I don't want to say that.
No? Why not?
Because I just want to say Almas.
Okay.
I see something out of Harry Potter for some reason.
Yeah, no, definitely not out of Harry Potter.
No.
He works magic in the ring, though. So.
He does.
See, it's relatable.
I'd like to see him with Samoa Joe, with Jeff Hardy. I think would have a good match with him. Who else? Shinsuke. Honestly,
AJ.
I
think there's a lot of people that see it almost.
This is kind of breaking New Japan law, but Shinsuke was the leader of Chaos at one point in New Japan. Almas was the leader of Los Ingobernables in New Japan and CMLL. What if they combine, have a mini faction, Shinsuke and Almas and Zelina Vega and Sin Cara? Throw Sin Cara in there. Why not? Give him something to do.
Who's Shinsuke going to recruit to this? Funaki?
Hideo Itami.
I was going to say, is it going to be
Why not?
Funaki Hideo Itami?
Why not? I think that'd be cool. I think Shinsuke and Almas would work well together, but that's not going to happen.
No,
that's breaking too many laws.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited about him being on the main roster. I didn't do what I said at work.
No, you didn't.
Then jump into Serie A. I'll do the Tranquilo thing, but it's okay. In terms of NXT call-ups, I think SmackDown is the winner here.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the shakeup, I mean, Raw got Ember Moon and Authors of Pain 2 earlier, so that's big for them.
Quick question: in NXT were the Iconics known as the Iconic Duo?
Yes,
and they changed their name to the Iconics.
Yes, which
is there a reason behind that? Because when I was watching it, I said
maybe to leave it so maybe they could add more people at some point. So that could be it.
Okay.
Vince also just might not like the word duo. So
that's true. He wakes up every day. I don't like duo. Change their name right now. But Vince, we like. I don't like duo. I don't like tournament either.
That's probably the reason.
I want an eliminator.
So now let's get to like the meat here. Let's get to the upper mid card guys, the main eventers that got shaken up. Raw got Jinder, who was the U.S. champion until Jeff Hardy won.
Yeah, literally.
So he was a loser to start off.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know me, I love me some Jinder. And another thing I want to point out is the Singh brothers are going with him, obviously. 205 Live is establishing a tag team division. I wouldn't mind them in the tag team division, the Singh brothers.
Well, is the other one? I haven't heard the other Singh that I told you tore his ACL and you didn't know he tore his ACL.
Yeah, so I mean, it's probably still a couple months away.
Yeah, I think he's still a little whiles away.
But at some point, that's a good addition for them because.
Is Randy Orton going to be throwing them through tables though?
I'm sure. Well, you never know. He could just pop up at some point because he might miss the fact that he can't do that anymore. So
yeah.
Maybe someone else would do that instead. But Jinder, I mean, you could always push him up to the main event.
You could.
Not on Raw, because of given the situation there, but he'll be good in like the Intercontinental scene and whatnot.
You can have him. You can have him in main event.
You could plug him in anywhere and he'll figure something out.
He'll get the job done.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who at first we thought were teaming up with The Miz, which was really fun.
When I was tweeting Raw, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be brilliant.
I actually they look like they're having a lot of fun together.
I was so excited for it.
They said they were the Avengers of the WWE, and Kevin Owens did a little pose, which was funny. But they are not, because The Miz is being sent to SmackDown.
Unfortunately. My hopes and dreams
to be with
were
his
dashed.
kids.
No.
Yes.
I mean, he has a kid.
Just a kid.
He has more on the way.
That'd be weird.
Why?
Anyway, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Like a week ago.
They could be a tag team on Raw. Raw always needs some tag team help. You could always plug them into the Intercontinental scene. You could always put them in a main event feud. So versatile people for Raw. I think you get them away from the whole Shane McMahon thing, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
I think they win there. I kind of was drawn out for a long time. So I think they're all winners there. I mean, maybe Jinder's a bit of a loser.
A little bit, yeah.
He lost his title.
And I don't really know what direction they're going to do with him after this.
He's probably not going to touch the Universal title scene for a while, or if at all. I don't know. He's a good hand. So
yeah.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are winners. Jinder, probably a slight loser. In terms of SmackDown, they got Jeff Hardy, who is the U.S. champion at this point. He beat Jinder on Raw and then switched over to SmackDown the next night. So that gets him away from Matt.
And beat Shelton Benjamin.
Yes, he did beat Shelton Benjamin.
He got 2 wins back to back.
So he is separate from Matt Hardy now. So he's now clearly on a singles run. Yep. I know Vince loves him some Jeff Hardy merch sales, so
he loves it. he lives for it.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the main event scene sooner rather than later. They got The Miz, which we've said a few times.
Yeah.
As Daniel Bryan's personal request, so that's a big win for SmackDown. You get to see that match at some point, Daniel Bryan and Miz. And probably the biggest surprise, I think, I don't think anyone really expected it.
No.
I think we expected maybe Seth Rollins or Finn going to SmackDown, but we got Samoa Joe, which I was super excited for.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that too. Doing great promo work as always.
the list.
He is so good on the mic.
He is really good. On
he
the
is
mic.
so.
Chris,
good.
what do you think about Samoa Joe on the mic?
So basically, they had it all planned out that Brock was going to win and that Roman was going to lose because they just literally want Samoa Joe to, lack of a better word, trash. See, I was going to say something else, but I didn't. He's just going to trash Roman and everyone. He just made fun of everyone.
Okay, but
that's
do
why.
you mean verbally or physically?
Oh, he's going to do both.
Because now, if
he's going to keep doing both.
If they keep the match at Backlash, which is probably going to be Roman versus Samoa Joe, I would think, because that's what they've been building to. Samoa Joe's not going to win the Universal title because he's on SmackDown now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not in the ring, but yeah.
I think they're gonna figure something out.
There are not
maybe
many
a DQ
people,
come through.
Probably
Some random
some disqualification.
Because I don't think they're gonna have Samoa Joe lose to Roman after destroying him.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Because he's beaten him before.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make sense.
I know it wouldn't, but anything makes sense if Roman's winning to them. When you think about it. Yeah, no, the dream match list is kind of endless on SmackDown for Samoa Joe. Shinsuke, AJ. I mean, obviously we've seen that in the past.
Eric Young
would be a good match. Almas. Daniel Bryan. Jeff Hardy.
Yep.
Who else? I feel like we're leaving some people out.
Miz
would be a good match. Yeah, I mean, Samoa Joe. I mean, he needs some belts on his waist.
Yeah.
I mean, Vince doesn't like calling them belts, so titles around his waist. He needs something. He hasn't anything since the NXT title.
No.
So that's exciting. I mean, there isn't many people better than Samoa Joe right now, so hopefully he stays healthy.
You got a match with Randy Orton. We forgot about Randy.
Randy Orton would be a good match. I mean, John Cena, you never know when he's going to show up on SmackDown. I don't know. I think Samoa Joe's a big winner, though. The main event scene on SmackDown's a lot less clogged, so he could have a potential WWE title run in the future. I mean, obviously, we can get into this now. I think SmackDown is the clear-cut winner of the Superstar Shake-up this year.
They have a lot of storylines to work with, what was one of their issues in the past was that they had either a little too little or when they had too many, they didn't know what to do. But now I feel it's kind of perfect. Like it's a kind of solid balance that they have of stuff that they could do. A lot of new things. And I messaged you when Joe appeared. I was like, wow, they must really like Paige to be as a GM because they gave her a lot
I think Paige did
do.
Like the thing where you like play like a career mode on like like 2K or like MLB The Show or even like I guess WWE like season modes back in the old games where like you're the GM
back then,
and you like turn like forced trades on. So like she's like, I'll give you like Zack Ryder for Samoa Joe, and Kurt Angle's like, oh, I can't even say his name, so here, take him. But yeah, I mean, at first it looked like, every year it seems like SmackDown kind of gets, destroyed in these situations because they have to fill 3 hours on Raw. And Raw is the A show or whatever. But I mean, this year it's definitely different. They got Miz, Samoa Joe, Asuka, and Jeff Hardy. Like if you stop there, they probably win just there alone. And then you add in the fact that they got Sanity, Almas, The Bar. Big Cass is even a good addition. So, I mean, that's definitely the wrestling show, as we mentioned earlier. I mean, if you want to see good matches, that's probably where you're going to want to go. That's not to say you're not going to see good matches on Raw, because there's great wrestlers on Raw too, but that's, until the whole Brock and Roman thing is...
That needs to end.
So hopefully next week. But
So who would you say is the top 3 guys on Raw?
On Raw?
Yeah.
Are we counting Brock?
Well, no, he's the entity. Remember that.
So he is above rank.
He's above that. He's above WWE right now. Actually,
it's true. He kind of
owns McMahon.
He kind of does. He owns Dana White too. So
Oh yeah.
Well,
so does McGregor. Let's go McGregor versus
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do that.
Best open weight. Best businessman in the business right there, Brock Lesnar.
They'd both be down for it.
Top 3 on Raw. Roman is obviously number 1. Are we talking kayfabe or like in terms of like we're in the bubble of WWE? It's real. Whatever happens is real. It's not up to the
The fans.
Not even the fans. Vince.
Yeah. Give me
who
both.
he wants to win.
Give me both.
Kayfabe Roman, Seth,
yeah.
and probably Braun. I'd say Braun's. He's only lost to Roman.
What about Finn though?
No. Unfortunately, I don't think so.
Yeah, I was saying Braun as like Braun Finn.
I think
it's probably not far off in terms of non-kayfabe too.
Wouldn't Roman be kind of almost out?
Why? He hasn't
pushed
title
all the time.
He's probably gonna be champion soon.
We're talking about like this is in WWE, not like what the fans are saying. This is the top 3. Like this is
okay.
Yeah. Like we have a completely different top 3, like as fans and stuff, than what we're talking about WWE top 3. Then we will go into what we think the fans are top 3.
What fans want, or like the fans.
I don't know. I
top
just
3?
feel that Roman Reigns is not going to reign much longer.
I mean, he's not reigning right now. He's not champion.
Well, like you guys said he's like the top 3, and I feel like he's not going to be that popular.
Well, this time around,
unless you're talking like,
hey man, any reaction is better than no reaction. Yeah, so if you're getting booed, at least you're doing something.
Yeah, right.
This time around, though, he's a placement champion, though. That's the thing. Like, if he wins on Friday against Brock, which I don't know, or next Friday, sorry, against Brock, which I don't know is going to happen or not. We have no idea. If he wins, he's definitely a placemat champion, which is what he's never really been.
Yeah, but who's he going to lose to?
What?
You're saying he's a transitional guy?
Yeah. He's going to lose to Seth eventually, maybe.
Why
they
not
do
Braun?
Something. Braun.
I feel like if he's going to lose to someone, it's going to be Braun.
I want it to be Braun, but I'm saying, like, then again, they're going to be like, Roman's beat Braun before. We don't want him to lose. I think it's either going to be Seth or Braun, and I would like to have Seth again because I loved him when he had both championships because that was a fantastic time in WWE.
I don't know, man.
There's a thing.
But yeah, Roman is still top guy.
Fan top 3 is like completely different.
Probably Braun, Seth, and Finn.
Yeah.
If you're going
AJ
fans.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean if you're going all of WWE.
Yeah.
It's probably Roman, AJ, Braun, Finn, Seth. Shinsuke. R-Truth. Rusev's up there too. No, that's not even a joke. Rusev is definitely up there.
He's getting pops every place he goes.
He's back in the casket match, man. They can't make up their minds.
They can't make up their damn minds.
Do you know why that happened?
I don't know.
Jericho back out. I was like, I forgot a tour date.
No, because Jericho's probably just gonna be. Because
I heard it was an endorsement
before that.
It was an endorsement problem.
It was.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. My friend was like talking about it, and I really didn't understand.
Oh, are you talking about how Lana said like they took him out and Lana tweeted like, "Oh, I was never gonna let that happen. I wouldn't let him in a casket match." And then later on, she's like, "After
I think that was something else too.
After like contemplation, I'm allowing it." So he was back in the match. Jericho's confirmed no matter what. He was confirmed before that to be in like the Royal Rumble thing. So I guess
there was 2. He said that, but he also said something about endorsement, or I don't know.
Why couldn't they make a triple threat casket match?
No, you don't want that. That's stupid.
It is, but I'm saying.
All right, we'll just have Jericho fight Edge, and everyone will be happy.
Hey man, you could go on the WWE Network for $9.99 a month and probably watch that match. Several different iterations of it.
By the way, speaking of iterations, we're probably going to get another iteration of Hardy, Randy Orton. There's definitely going to be someone with
Jeff Hardy. Yeah, probably.
Because
you guys
Jeff
never
Hardy
told me.
Randy Orton.
You guys never told me Andy Orton started. Sorry, you guys never told me Andy Orton.
Andy Orton or Andy Norton?
Well, I want to call him Orkin the other day because I saw Spider. And I was like, Orkin.
He works for Orkin now.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a side gig.
So what are you saying about Andy Norton?
Yeah, you guys never told me he started burning down houses and stuff.
Yeah, we did. We alluded to it.
Yeah, his wife got kidnapped and all this stuff. I was like, wow, that WWE sounds a lot better than now. Or his girlfriend.
One of the storylines.
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, I heard the storyline. He went, whoever his rival was, went and kidnapped his girlfriend. He's like, no.
I feel like that might have been involving the Big Show.
I don't know. I heard it was.
I feel like I remember
ridiculous
something
stuff.
like that.
Who was the match where Randy got thrown through his front window? Was that Triple H? What feud was that?
To me, that sounds like. Obviously, that's not real, but that sounds way more entertaining.
Through his front window, and it's fantastic.
He burned down Bray Wyatt's house.
Yeah.
Which was referenced in the Ultimate Deletion.
Like to me, this just like the stuff they have now. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe you said that. You call me fat, and like back then, it's like, yeah, you.
Well, no,
I burned down your house.
back in the day, Randy Orton used to just punt people.
Yeah,
punt old dudes.
He was called the Legend Killer, and he
just punt old wrestlers in the head.
He took it a little too seriously because he would literally murder.
Yeah, one time he was it Edge or Randy Orton that broke into John Cena's house and slapped John Cena's dad? I think that was Orton.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah, that's what he said. He said Orton came, slapped his dad.
Yeah.
Orton was like the only believable person. I don't think you could have Edge in that situation. It'd be believable. Randy Orton is like at that time you're like, okay, like you can.
I think Edge did it too. Actually, I think both of them did.
Yeah.
I might know. Was it involving Rated R? Maybe it was Rated RKO.
Probably. It's probably during that time then.
But yeah, Randy Orton is very open about not liking being a face.
Yeah, no.
He keeps saying, "I don't like being a face."
So he's probably gonna. He
wants to be a heel and
Jeff
just
Hardy.
like fuck people up and like mess with people's dads and children and old people
and their children.
But yeah, Orton has some interesting matchups now. I guess.
So if the WWE moved towards that again, I think that'd be more entertaining.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, I'm trying to think.
The only thing we can give Randy Orton is just because of Jeff Hardy in the history. It's like, okay,
that.
We can have him punt Jeff Hardy.
Any like in recent times that could be somewhat like that. I mean, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio fought for Rey Mysterio's son's custody.
Actual son, yeah.
His son's what?
His actual custody.
Yeah, no. Eddie Guerrero apparently like, I forget exactly how it went, but
it was like Eddie Guerrero said that he was like the actual dad.
Yeah.
And like Rey Mysterio was like, I raised him, but he's also my son. Like you're not taking it from me.
It culminated in a ladder match for custody of Rey Mysterio's son.
And like if you go back, his son is sitting there, and it's like his facial expressions were like fantastic because he's sitting there like looking like legitimately concerned because I don't think he had any idea like what the hell was going on.
Yeah, that
like to me that sounds like, even though it's not real, but it sounds more like a movie. Like you're gonna get more into that. You're gonna like, I don't know, not relate to it, but you're gonna enjoy it more.
I mean,
it's more theatrical.
I mean,
right now you just have Roman like, Brock sucks. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, if you watched NXT, Ciampa and Gargano have a good story right now.
Yeah, they do.
You have to
I like Samoa Joe now, like just with everything he's doing. I'm really like I'm into what Samoa
I thought
Joe
he was gonna.
John Cena threw Edge in a river once.
Him like that. What?
John Cena threw Edge in a river once.
That was good.
See, that's some good stuff right there. that's entertaining.
Yeah.
We need to go back and start review old stuff.
Yeah, we could do that for Chris, so he could kind of. Oh, you know what's a good story? Jericho and Shawn Michaels.
Oh my!
Where Jericho punched
Shawn
Michaels' wife.
You have Jericho and Shawn Michaels.
I mean, that's a great story. It's a good one of the best. Jericho says that's his favorite.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels definitely looks like he's seen stuff.
Oh, he's definitely seen some shit.
He's seen some stuff, yeah.
But yeah. We could start doing. I mean, we have to sit Chris down for a few hours to watch a whole pay-per-view and review it.
Yeah,
an old school one.
I remember Jesse was trying to like get me to 90s stuff back in the day. I was like, no.
We gotta pick like
it's hard. I mean,
some random event.
Like
New Year's, like.
Well,
at
least back then, like I would not watch it because it was bad quality. Like like we're so used to like HD now, 1080 and whatever. Back then, it's not that good. I'm like,
we won't go like that. We're not going back to like 70s.
Let's watch.
Oh no, Jesse was showing me like 90s
WCW,
stuff too, and I was like,
WCW December to Dismember, the worst pay-per-view of all time.
Yes.
I thought pay-per-views weren't bad.
Oh, that one was memorable. Most of the
especially
Halloween
back
Havocs.
in the day where you had to pay $60 to watch it, or like $40 to $60 to watch each one instead of.
I think that was the lowest selling pay-per-view in WWE history.
Oh, so bad. We could watch Money in the Bank.
How is it like the worst selling though? Like wouldn't they pay it before they see it?
So
or is this hype
bad?
You
have to sell it based on matches.
But you have to so they have like a projected selling point of this is how much we think we're gonna get, and it fell like 40 or it was a couple in the tens of thousands of what they projected think it was gonna buy. It fell way short, and then I think it was the people who bought it, they reviewed it, and it became the lowest rated pay-per-view ever. It was that whole pay-per-view was just a mess. A mess.
I don't know, man. Ask your buddies who you seem to talk to a lot about wrestling. Ask them if you wanted to hear us review an old pay-per-view, pick one that you would want me to talk about.
Compile the list, and then we'll blast it out on our Instagram and our Twitter. We'll do a poll. Whatever out of those win that poll, we will sit and review
listen to. Talk about.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're the one that has to want to do it, too.
Yeah.
Because,
Stone Cold, man.
I mean, you could pick many.
Oh, we were I was also mentioning how things are getting old. At least I thought lately, like, what was the deletion thing? Like, to me, that's just ridiculous. But he was.
You suck, because that's amazing.
That's
fantastic. Exactly. I don't get
He
why everyone loves it.
But he didn't see the final deletion. He didn't see things leading up to the final deletion. So he's like, he just gets jumped into this cringy kind of thing without being it. Like me and you, we saw the final. We appreciate the storyline and everything, and we appreciate the cringiness of it.
Well, he also said, my one friend made a good point. He was like, things actually. So it depends on the way they do it, but a lot of things stick. Usually things like that will stick.
Yeah.
He's like, just look at the Yes movement.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, look at Stone Cold. Everyone does the what. What else did he use as an example?
Too much.
Oh, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Yeah.
Like he's like, there's things that won't the Rock.
The Rock
he's
eyebrow. Like, there's multiple things with the Rock.
He's like, there's so many things that like, yeah, they're stupid, but they're gonna stick.
Rusev Day sticks. I don't know what it does.
I don't get that either. Like,
I don't get it either, but it's getting him over.
CM Punk.
CM Punk. Those chants need to stop. I keep on saying that. That's just annoying.
Yeah.
The what chants also need to stop, especially with the foreign people. Like the Iconics this week. There's so many what chants, and they're actually doing really good promo work.
Yeah, I don't know. So, now that we're completely off track.
Yeah, we went
Superstar Shake-up, I think we all agree Smackdown comes out on top.
Yes. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Chris.
I wish I was in Hartford back at school. I would have gone.
Yeah, now that we broke it down a bit, how did you feel about how do you feel about the concept of a shake-up / draft situation that they do once or twice a year?
I shrug my shoulders.
But do you think that SmackDown will be more interesting now that the rosters are fresh?
Well, yes, because like I've been complaining about the last couple of weeks. I'm just tired of seeing the same thing over and over. I was actually getting tired of AJ and Shinsuke.
Well, no,
I was getting tired of
deal with that for a while.
You saw that.
Yeah, but now it's like a different kind of thing. He's like a heel. It's not just like, I can't speak Shinsuke, you know what I mean? At least now.
He has a direction?
Yeah, like he has a thing, I don't know. And then, it's just a little different storylines. I guess that's cool. And now they swap shows. But literally, it just seems like they just really just swapped shit, like people on shows. And like, oh, okay, so we're not calling this Raw anymore. It's going to be called SmackDown. Like, kind of like that. I mean, obviously not as extreme. I mean, I don't know. I really feel like it should be fun at the end.
I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah, I am too.
I guess so. Like if it's gonna be fresh, I don't know. For someone who is not like crazy into wrestling, I want something new.
Fair.
And this gives you a chance point. Now because it's new.
Because there's all those different people that I don't know their names.
El Idolo.
Yeah, or I can't pronounce.
Yeah, Almas, Insanity.
Yeah, the Alamo.
Get ready for Sanity. I hope he's a mark for Sanity. Although I feel like he's not going to be.
No, the only guy Chris is gonna like from NXT is Aleister Black.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you like his music? I sent you his.
There's
music.
the dude with the big beard, right? And he was cool. Who was the other? Or was it that you sent me that song, right? That was the first one you sent me.
The first one I sent was Cody's song.
Oh.
And then I sent Aleister Black.
It's funny too. I asked my friend, I'm like, all right, best song ever. He's like, oh, I'll show you the best one. And I was about to tell him like what mine was, which is Edge. And he goes like, all right, this one right here. He's like, it's Edge's. And I'm like, oh, Metalingus. Like,
no, Rob Zombie.
What?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Charlie because Charlie always sings the Rob Zombie one he had.
No, it was my friend at work. He's like, oh, this Edge one is really good. And I was like, oh, yeah, that or John Cena. He's like, John Cena's is like, it's not actually a good song. It's just like a good song for him.
I mean, it's literally him singing.
Yeah. But like, would you really like go in your car and put on John Cena's song and be like, this is good?
Maybe his old one.
Yeah, I would totally put up Thugonomics in the car.
Like I put on Metalingus because that's actually a good song.
See, I put on Metalingus, but I'm so used to the Edge one, how it's mixed, that when it doesn't start like that.
Yeah.
Well, you could download that one.
I know, but
when we saw Alter Bridge live and they started playing it at the beginning, I was like, oh, that doesn't have that part. Like you just get you think you know me.
I mean, the only one I have on my iPod is Aleister Black's right now. I mean, and Cody's, but it's not WWE. So
Aleister Black's gonna be the next big thing.
I mean, he's NXT champion, man.
Yeah,
he's friends with Andy Williams.
Oh yeah, Andy Williams was on Stone Cold's podcast. That was cool.
It's 2 parts. He's releasing the second part tomorrow.
That's awesome. Like, just to see someone that, like, obviously I'm not into wrestling, but I know Stone Cold, or Cold Stone, sorry. I know him. And then to see someone like Andy from Every Time I Die, I actually kind of want to listen to that.
No, it was good. I listened to it. Good time. Him and his wrestling buddies were on there, too. Braxton and Allie from Impact.
Yeah, they took a picture together, right?
Yeah, who me and Alex saw at WrestlePro.
Yeah.
We didn't meet them, though,
no.
unfortunately.
See, the funny thing with that was they were at their merch table, and I was like, I know them because of Andy Williams. And I looked down, I'm like, I'm wearing my Every Time I Die hoodie.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I'm like, should I do it? And then I look up, and they were gone. I was like,
do it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I was like, Steve, you should go. You should go over there. And he was like, I'm going to go in like a minute. And then right when he says he's going to get up, he like starts to stand up. They were like walking in the back.
I don't really know them well because I don't really watch Impact religiously. I mean, I've been trying to. I've been checking out their Twitch stuff a lot.
They got a new UK TV deal.
You really want to talk about that?
Just
you
saying.
kept bringing it up. I was like, what news is there
Impact
this week? And you're like, oh, the Impact UK
deal. It's Impact. They got Impact out a TV deal. I mean, so good for them. We'll see where it goes from there.
All right.
A little bit different of an episode.
Yes.
There's something wrong with the recording.
No.
You looked at it weird. Okay, never mind. A little different for that episode. We decided not to really do just a rundown. We wanted to get into the Superstar Shake-up and obviously go way off track at the end there. Talk about entrance songs.
As our episodes typically go, we just go all over the place.
And sometimes people just want that natural conversation.
I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes.
You know where to check us out if you listen to this. Yeah. Listen to the beginning, so do that. If we do release a poll on what pay-per-view you want Chris to watch from back in the day, go tell us what you want to watch.
Yeah, we would greatly appreciate it.
We will review that, old school review. Until then, next week, pretty big week out of nowhere because the greatest Royal Rumble is happening, which is turning into WrestleMania 2.0. So we'll do our predictions for that. And we'll, do our normal episode. So until then, thanks for listening. I'm your host, Steven.
I'm Alex.
I'm Chris.
So we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.